want to ask, because you said elsewhere that stories help you make sense of the world.
Yes.
How so?
Well, we talked about it a lot with The Shape of Thunder. I think that I use stories lots of times as a vehicle to process questions I have about the world. So for Shape of Thunder, this question of, what does it mean to be a young person and grow up in a world with this constant threat of violence? What does it mean for our country that this is the solution that we have come up with and thrust this responsibility onto our kids? What would it be like to be a kid who's gone through this tragedy, and would you feel responsibility to fix it, and why would you want to fix it, and how would you want to fix it? And like all of my books are born out of this wondering, these questions. I mean, Other Words for Home, I can do the same thing of, why are so many people afraid of these kids fleeing from a war zone? Why does the US have such intense Islamophobia? Where is that coming from? What are the misunderstandings? And grappling with all of these questions that I have in my own life, and I use story as a vehicle to kind of wonder about the world and ask those questions. And like I said, I don't think my books ever answer the questions. I think that's why I probably had an unsatisfactory answer to your question about how I'd fix the problem, because the answer is like, I don't know how I would fix the problem. I don't have all the answers at all, but I believe that somebody out there does. And I feel like the best thing that I can do is try to further the conversation to get those people who do have the solutions talking about it and thinking about it, and pushing the conversation forward to say, we need to change. Like, that's what I know, is that we need to change. I don't know exactly how or what that change is going to look like, but I know that has to happen. And so I think that's how all of my books are. If I knew the answers to things, I don't necessarily think I'd be a novelist. I don't think I'd be a storyteller. I might just like take out billboards and put the message or the answer on. But it's more, for me, writing is a process of searching and asking and saying, hey, do you wonder about this too? Have you ever thought about this too? I feel like I fill my books with questions in the hope that by the time the reader puts down the book, they also have questions. And I think that's what lends well to discussion. I think for me, the most satisfying books to discuss are not the books that kind of spoon feed you answers, but the books that really challenge you and kind of invite you in to wonder about things yourself and ask questions yourself. And so that's kind of what I mean when I say I use stories to make sense of the world. I use stories to kind of explore the questions that I have about the world.